Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Dory, and this channel is used for the sole purpose of my life before and after weight loss surgery. So I am going to apologize first. I am driving back from Whole Foods home, and I wanted to bring you guys a Trader Joe's food haul as usual. I discovered a couple of new things there which I wanted to share, but I figured I would start by talking first and kind of updating you on some things, and then I am going to go home, empty out my truck. Oops, that was a car seat that came flying forward. But anyways, there's nobody else in the car with me, so it's not like a kid went flying forward. It was just a booster car seat. So, for anybody who's new, my name is Dory. I am 46 years old, and I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss surgery on September 12th, 2016. I am 5'4" tall. And my highest recorded weight, which I'm not sure when it was, I want to say it was like 2012, maybe 2013-ish, was 350 pounds. My surgery weight was 300.5. I came to you last week, and I was, or just actually a couple days ago, and I was 174. My goal is 160. I want to see what I look like and feel like at 160. The lowest I've seen is 169.6. So anything less than that will be my lowest recorded weight ever as an adult. Let's see. So as you guys might recall, or if you don't and you're new, over the course of the last maybe month, I was 172, I believe, at one point a few months ago, and then I slowly crept back up, and I let some bad foods into my life again. I'm learning as I go. This is a journey. It is always going to be a learning process, but I learned quickly that there are certain foods that become a slider food for me, which means I either A, cannot control myself on the serving size, or B, I feel like it's an okay food, and so I overindulge in it, which to me are two separate things. One is I'm consciously thinking that I'm doing something good for my body when I'm not, and then I also end up the second one was that I end up, or the first one rather, that I end up eating more. I cram it in as fast as I can eat it. And for me, one of the worst foods, I do not bring it in the house anymore because I can't trust myself, is nuts. BJ's sells a humongous thing of nuts. And if I bring that big tub in my house, I will pick out all the almonds and feed them to my squirrels. No lie, truth here. And then I will also eat all of them, and that huge tub will be gone within 3 to 4 days. For whatever reason, I love them. I love the salt. I love the crunch. It like invokes like this comfort in me. So I am definitely an emotional and a comfort eater. So I had to ask myself when I had this surgery if I knew that this was just a tool, because I think some people go into it thinking that it's more than just a tool and that it is going to change your mindset, and that's just not true. It's simply not true. And so for me, I really had to, over the last couple of weeks, ask myself, like really get in deep within myself and ask myself, like, why did you do this? Do you really want to eat just for comfort? And then every time you're uncomfortable, you're going to want to eat something to soothe yourself. And it's not anything different than an addict who uses drugs to soothe themselves, or like my dad, rest his soul, he was an alcoholic my whole life. He was an amazing man, hardest worker ever. He quit school in the 5th grade to take care of his mom because his stepdad passed away. His biological dad killed himself when my father was only a baby. He committed suicide, and so my dad has just always been raised by my grandmother, who also passed away many years ago, who was a very strong woman. And so she ended up instilling a lot of great values in my dad. And so, but my dad had problems, and instead of seeking out, maybe someone who could listen to it, he just kind of stuffed them his whole life. He was born in 1938, and so, by the late 50s through the 60s, you didn't really talk about a lot. You really weren't as open as we are nowadays. And so basically, he had just learned that he could just stuff it. And so he did, and so his escape was drinking beer. And so my whole life, he was smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. To this day, I hate the smell of beer. I won't drink beer ever. I have never had more than a sip in my life. It's just not something that I will drink rather, or taste. The smell just doesn't bring back a whole lot of great memories for me. And so, although my dad was amazing, and my dad was this amazing caretaker and hard worker and loving person, I don't like the smell of beer. And so I think, just like he kind of doped up his feelings with his beer, I think we do that with food. I know for me, if I'm feeling something, more in the past than now, but I will run to food. Now I don't do that. I don't let it get me to that point anymore. But I do let it comfort me if I have it in the house, or if it's a quote unquote healthier food or a healthier option. So one of the things is nuts. I don't buy them anymore. If I'm somewhere and someone has nuts, I can take a fingerful, maybe a half an ounce, nothing, not even a whole serving, and just have some. It doesn't bother me, but I won't keep them in the house. And the other thing that kind of triggered me this past week and a half ago was whole wheat cinnamon raisin toast. And one slice of toast, if you're gonna have that, for breakfast with coffee, or on the side with peanut butter on top with a yogurt, my dietitian said that is fantastic. That's a great healthy breakfast or snack option. The only thing is, I cannot stop. And so about a week and a half ago, when I put on I was almost up to 184, which is 10 pounds more than I am now. I even hate to admit it, but 2 days in a row, I ate 4 slices of that bread. And so the first day I had 2 slices with peanut butter. The later in that day, I had 2 more slices with Laughing Cow cheese. The next day I had 4 slices at the same time. I don't know what had gotten into me to feel like I needed to have all of that bread. I don't know. I will let you know one thing after I'm done this topic. I know through going through this journey, how I used to think about food and how I've had to really train myself. And so after the day that I had the 4 slices, the second day, I just knew I needed to do something. I stepped on that scale the next day, and I think that's when it said it was 184, 181, 180. I don't know what it was. It was not a good number. It was out of the 170s. It definitely wasn't in the 160s, which I'm trying to get to. But it was 180, and it could have been 180 something. But anyways, I took the rest of that loaf of bread and I fed it to the squirrels with peanut butter on it and put it out on my deck. And I love watching the wildlife out there eat it. But I couldn't do it. And so one big thing I'm learning on this journey, guys, I am 2 years and like 8 months out, like a long way. I'm not new. But one thing I'm learning is that I still need a, what is it called? Like I'm trying to think, not a schedule, but like, it's like a perimeter, but it's another name for it. I can't think of it. If I think of it, I'll tell you. But I still need that structure in my life with food. I need to know I am the primary grocery shopper. I am the one who buys groceries. I'm the one who stocks our freezer, stocks our refrigerator. I'm the one. And so if there is something in my home that I cannot eat, I have to be aware that I'm the one who put it there. So I take very great care within the last couple weeks of knowing that I am not going to bring that into the house because I can't trust myself, even at this late stage in the game. And I'm going to tell you that I will never trust myself to have sound judgment when I am emotional or feeling like I needed comfort. And so I, for the rest of my life, will prevent things from coming in my home, even when I'm in maintenance. I think when I'm in maintenance and I've reached the goal and I've had skin surgery or whatever is in my future, I still think I am not going to allow certain things. I'm going to keep them out of my life. They don't do anything for me. It's not like I said, I'm going to cut off Joe because Joe is nice and thin and Joe eats cake every day and he still maintains a healthy lifestyle. I'm going to cut Joe out of my life. I'm not going to do that. These are foods that I don't need. There is really no food outside of water and, some kind of substance that you need to keep your body going. But in all honesty, your body could live off water for a pretty good amount of time. I know my minister did a 40-day fast, and he did it with only having one smoothie in the morning and water. And he did the smoothie because his kids were young and they were really concerned for him doing this. They were young enough to not really get the spiritual implication and everything of it. So he just had a smoothie in the morning so they felt better that he had something. But he would walk. He actually walked so much during those 40 days that he almost walked the entire, we live in Western Massachusetts, so he almost walked that whole entire Western Massachusetts area, which is, pretty big for someone walking. But anyway, so I don't need the things that I'm cutting out. There are things that they're nice to have in life, but it doesn't make me anything better than what I am right now looking at you. I haven't eaten yet. I'm fasting. It's 10:42. I've been fasting since yesterday at like 5:30 in the afternoon, maybe. I'm not starving. I feel like I'm hungry, but I'm not starving. My plan is to go home and unload the groceries that I got from Trader Joe's, and I also go to the USO on base, their food pantry. So I got a ton of stuff there. And I'm going to unload that. I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to weigh myself, and then I'm going to prepare my lunch. My brother, I know I mentioned in a different video that my brother is bringing me. I ordered some scallops, some shrimp, and some cod, and he'll be bringing me that within the next hour or so. So I'm going to plan on having that in some form, one of those. For the next 2 days, I'm just going to do vegetables, and I'm going to do fish. I'm just going to do a low-fat diet for 2 days. Just eating clean and low-fat. Something else, I actually, because I'm going, it's already at 14 minutes and I have a couple of things I want to get to you guys. I'm actually going to change and do the Trader Joe's food haul separately because that would just be too much. So let me just make that a whole separate video. So, you know, I went to the USO food pantry, and they give us a lot of food, and there's a lot of food that they offer at the food pantry that we just don't eat. And so I don't take it. I mean, why would I take it? If the kids like it, hey, that's one thing. You know, I get mac and cheese the kids like. You know, I'll get pasta the kids like. But other than that, I don't really get the stuff that they offer. I appreciate it, but since we don't eat it, I don't bring it in the house. But while we were there, because I know my brother's going to be bringing me fish, and my mom is very thin, and she has a sweet tooth, like my grandpa did. And so they had cases and cases and cases of Girl Scout cookies. And so I got my mom a case of Thin Mints, a case of Trifold, whatever, a case of the Savannah something that has lemon in it. And she asked when I called her and I told her I had all those cookies for her, she said, aren't you going to keep any? Don't the kids eat those? And I said, you know, the kids have never had Girl Scout cookies. And I cannot be trusted with a box of Thin Mints. I will eat the whole entire box. I will. Whether it causes my tummy to hurt or not, I'll eat the whole entire box. And so for me, there's a couple of things I want you guys to take away from this. One, you guys know your own journey. You know your own bodies. You know what you can and cannot have. And you know when you push the limits and when you treat yourself, which is never a good thing if it's something that is not good for your body. And that you know you'll feel guilty for later, or you'll retain water or gain weight or whatever. And then two, that everyone's going to continue to learn. We're going to learn all the time as we're going through. And three, the third thing, which I haven't really touched on, but I'm going to make it quick, is one thing for me as I've gotten back into intermittent fasting. I did the beef and butter fast with Erica from Time to Shrink. And I've done all that over the course of the last week or so, almost a week and a half. And I did that to set myself back into the mode I need to be in, which is I have to put my stuff into my Fitness Pal. I have to weigh and measure everything because I don't want to be one of those people who you look back on and say, wow, she hasn't made a video for 6 months. Wow, she stopped logging. She stopped caring. She said she had it all under control. She was at maintenance, or she had 5 pounds to lose and everything was great. Or it doesn't have to be a she, he said he was all set. He's not weighing or measuring because, you know, hey, he's 3 years out. Why bother? I don't want to be that person, because when you look back at those people a year later, they come crying that they should have never done that, or they're setting up a revision, or they just say life sucks and they give up. And I don't want that for any of us. I don't want any of us to look back and say, this life sucks because I let myself get too far. Never let yourself get too far. And if this video is speaking to you for the first time or the 100th time, know that you are important. Whoever is watching this, whoever is seeing the things that I am talking about, or even in just the least bit can relate, know that you matter and your life is very vital and important to this community. Your videos, your logging, your Instagram photos, your Facebook posts, your challenges you invite us to, your Fitbit steps, that all matters to some of us. Even to one of us, that matters. It matters to me when I see Erica posting a new challenge. It matters to me when I see, you know, Sabrina from SJ in the USA, who took May off. She should be coming back for June. It matters to me seeing her stuff. It matters to me the people who are struggling, who reach out in the community. It matters to me for Lauren from Lauren Losing, or Lauren from Chemistry Queenie, or Tanya from Voodoo Queen, or VDQ Creations. She made my amazing water thing. It matters to me. Irva, she stopped posting. It matters to me. Kristen from Astacia Louis Moss. It matters. Lucille. It matters. Smiling Shrinkins. It matters, all of you guys. Whether you guys have a name or just a handle on the thing, it matters. It matters to me, so many more people. And it matters to me to see you guys posting. Even if you're posting to say that today sucks. It is the worst day on the face of this earth, but you are hanging on by a thread and you need us in the community. There's gonna be a day I may need you. There's gonna be a day that I am holding on and I'm like, I hate life right now, and I'm gonna eat till the cows come home, and I'm gonna throw up until I can't throw up anymore. There may be a day like that. Or there may be a day that someone out there doesn't have that support system anymore. Your husband, your wife leaves you. God forbid. Your best friend moves away. I have a friend who I am really close to, and she's in the military, and she got her orders yesterday. And she's moving. She's moving in January, and I hate it. I hate it. Because you know why? Because I'm going to miss her. And she's moving to, we live in Massachusetts, and she's moving to Alaska, of all places. A place that I will never be able to afford to visit, much less have money to be able to go there. She's not in the weight loss surgery community, but she's a good friend. And so there may be that time that somebody needs us, and we need to be there for one another, and we need to pick ourselves up off the ground. And when we are on our highs, we need to help those who are on their lows. And when we're on our lows, you guys who are on a high, you guys are not in the valley, you're on the mountaintop. When you guys have those mountaintop experiences in the community, you need to reach down to the people who are in the valleys right now, who are low. Hashtag what they're asking you to hashtag. I know Experiencing Nirvana has a hashtag going on right now, and she wants to be tagged, you guys who had regain, and you got it off, or you're working to get it off, no matter how little or how big. She wants that. So please, guys, reach out. If you learned anything from me, that's great. Praise God. I'm excited. I have learned a ton in this community, and as I said, I will always learn. I will continue to learn till the day I die, and I will set myself up for success, no matter how hard it is or what the consequences are to me at the time when I'm feeling emotional. So in any event, that is it for now. I'm sorry I cried at the end. I did not want to do that, but I am very, very happy that I got it all out, and I'll see you guys later.